Hello, PR star Cameron here, and I'm super excited to introduce March's Member of the Month. Now, most of you might not even recognize this face on the other end of the Zoom call, but she's been a dedicated and disciplined athlete every single day of the week, just about for the past 365 days. Pat, and Pat, really quick, tell us who you are, tell us about your journey to this point, and just kind of say hi to the PR star community.
Hi, PR star community. My name is Pat. It's funny because Cam said, tell them who you are, Chrissy's mom. So that's who you're always somebody's mom. But you all know Chrissy. I'm Chrissy's mom, and but I go by Pat. And I've been doing this for a year because of COVID, I have to say. I've always been what used to be known as a gym rat. I spent many hours at a gym, doing everything I possibly could. I also, when I retired, my goal was to help other people get fit, especially people that thought that they couldn't. And so I did get I'm a certified health coach and a senior fitness specialist. But I decided, and I taught some classes. But then COVID happened. And so I was kind of stuck in the house. Well, not kind of stuck in the house. I was stuck in the house. I care for a person that is very high risk. So we stayed indoors like we were supposed to, stayed inside. And so Chrissy said, why don't you try? I'll send you these links and you try these classes. And she said, but Cam came highly rated. And so I had to try Cam's, and I've been addicted ever since. That's where I am. And it's been an amazing journey. I won't go into it because I know Cam's got questions, but it's just been awesome.
Well, and I got to thank Chrissy for those kind of words and the high recommendation. It's I guess my question would be to you now, being in that fitness space initially before COVID and really trying to put your foot in the door as a coach, how skeptical, reluctant, nervous were you to make that transition to a purely virtual experience?
I love virtual. So the virtual world was made for me. So I'm good. I was really good with that. What I was skeptical about, not skeptical, what I was nervous about was the CrossFit part, because I knew nothing. It was always something that amazingly fit, athletic, superhuman people did that I could never do. And so that was the part that really made me nervous. I get more attention during this virtual class than I did in one-on-one training attention. So, I always feel like somebody's looking out for me, and I don't feel like I'm going to be doing anything that's dangerous or that I'm doing wrong, because it's always picked up or caught, and it's great. It's just been great. I don't know.
Gosh, did you really think you'd be doing it this long?
No, I thought I would be doing it for maybe a few weeks. Yeah. So one of the things I did, I get very bored fast. So I can't do like anything that lasts a long time there. I did classes. I did Les Mills classes. So what I did, you asked how long I thought I was going to do this. I went out and bought all the Les Mills equipment to do online with their videos. And so I got the bar and the weights, and so I could do Les Mills body pump. And once I started to do this, I don't want to do that anymore.
I think you have to find, like you just nailed it right there. You have to find something that you love, right? You have to find something that you can get excited about each and every day, right? And that's been a big joy for me, is to know that when I log on, I'm going to see at least 4 or 5 faces that I get to see every day. And that's just great. It's community. It's really cool how we've kind of created this virtual community, for sure.
Well, and that's another thing. It's been such a virtual, and everybody's talking about the mental health aspect of COVID. And this has been an actual community. And it was just a matter of, I don't know how long I was here, maybe once or twice, and you all became my family, you know? Chrissy always talked more than the training and the workout. She always talked about the PR Star community. I mean, that was, and I knew you guys were a tight-knit group. I didn't think that could happen virtually. Mm-hmm. But it really has. I mean, we're the lunch bunch. And we're
exactly the lunch bunch. Do you have any other things that you've learned through a year of training virtually that you want to share? And I know it's kind of a big question to ask.
Oh my gosh. Well, I've learned that you all at PR Star have something very special. I can't generalize because I've never been to a CrossFit box except to watch Chrissy in a competition. But from what I'm hearing, it's going to be hard if this ever disappears, hard for me to even, because I live in Norfolk, by the way, I didn't say that at the beginning. I'm far away. And so it's going to be hard to replicate the PR Star experience. It's hard to explain, but like even with an injury, like I said to Chrissy, oh, maybe I should not go to class. I really can't do anything. And she gave me this pep talk, like you always can do something. And that's true. Like no matter your level, like there's something you can do where you get a really, really good workout, even when you're not up to par. Like the people in the lunch bunch are like awesome, amazing athletes. So like when I first started, I thought, oh my gosh, like I can't keep up with them. I can't do what they do, but it really doesn't matter. I guess what I'm trying to say is what I learned is that it's very individualized. So you can individualize the workout to yourself to where you're getting maximum benefit, but you're not even necessarily doing what the person next to you is doing.
So the next question is, I know a lot of people are probably in your boat right now. They're nervous. They're scared to try any fitness routine, virtual or otherwise. What kind of tips do you have for people who are just getting into their training journey?
Just move. People in my generation, I find that, it seems like they fall into two categories. One, like me, who I'm gonna go down fighting, kicking, screaming. I am not gonna give in to the age thing, and I know that fitness is the key to it. Of course, nutrition as well. And then there are those that I ventured out to the hairdresser, and the woman in the chair next to me kept saying, she started every sentence with, at my age. Well, what I want people to know is there's no age limit to this. And my inspiration comes from when I see, like, I follow everything fitness. So my inspiration comes from when I see people like in their 80s going to CrossFit gyms and doing workouts. It's just, and I'm like, I want that to be me. So that's what I've always wanted to tell people, that you got to start with tiny little baby steps. Just get yourself moving, and you don't have to be like super athlete to do anything. You you just go at your own pace, and there's kind of like this innate drive to get better in yourself. So you want to improve once you start, but you don't have to be a rock star. Just do it to where you feel really, really healthy. And so there's something in this for everyone, even virtually. Like and I know that scares a lot of people off, the virtual part. And like I said, I can't compare it to a class experience at PR Star, because I've not had that yet. But
and touching on the gym too, actually, I think it'd be really cool if you kind of like went around and maybe talked about each one of the pieces that you have and like kind of the story behind it. Really, it doesn't have to be anything too crazy, but I think it'd be really cool to see the evolution.
Okay. So like I'm trying to remember, like my first things were just simple. I had weights. And so my heaviest weight was these 15-pound dumbbells. But I have since now graduated. So I have 20s and 25s. I got a 35-pound dumbbell, but I also, Chrissy sent me this box. I bought the rower, and I bought a weighted vest that I do my house cleaning in during the weekend. And then I do have the Les Mills stuff, the bar with the weights. But I have to admit, I haven't used that very much. I even got a timer. I asked for it for Christmas, and I asked for a timer, and I got a full-blown gym timer, so I can but it's going to go on my garage wall, so that's awesome. But it's exciting to keep wanting heavier weights, but that's not necessary. I don't want people to think like that's going to happen to everybody, and but no.
Slow and steady. I mean, you basically let the growth of yourself as an athlete dictate the new weight purchases. It wasn't like you bought all the weights up front. It was a slow and steady progress. Like every 3 months or so, you added something new. And that's progression.
And I even, thanks to Melina and Amanda, was motivated enough to get
yes. Oh, that's fantastic.
Because I kept scooting up to this one thing, virtual. You kind of have to scoot up to the screen to see the workout. But my goal has always been to maintain muscle mass. You lose it as you age. And I didn't want to lose muscle mass, and it's harder to gain muscle mass, but when you work at it, it really can happen. It really, and that you hear so many things that say you can't gain muscle after a certain age. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. That's
I'm
right.
here to tell you.
And I hope at this point we'll be able to cut back to the old footage of you from a year ago, because David mentioned it in class today. I would love to be able to see now compared to a year ago. I guarantee you put on some serious muscle mass.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I feel great. I feel awesome. There's nothing bad about working out that I can see. I mean, the endorphins, like if I feel down in the dumps and even when I don't want to come to class, I come, and afterward I'm like in this, I feel so great. It just, that's what it does. I mean, it's physical. It's physiological. So endorphins are a real thing. So I mean, you guys were very welcoming, and Ryan and Chrissy and you, and just were all very welcoming to me, and it's just been awesome. Just